Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy here, MC, and welcome back to Swahili Nation, Swahili to the
for your information.
Whoa, yeah, Asali, you know you haven't been here for a long time, so
I've
even
been
when
low-key
you're here,
ignored
I feel like
here.
you're not here. You know
wow, he
when,
low-key ignored me just now. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, even when you here, I feel like you ain't here. You know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna let you go. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. So what's up, everybody? We are coming back to the reaction, but right about now, Asali, anything you're learning in Swahili today?
Well, what is louder?
Louder. Ongeza sauti.
Ongeza. Why is it so long?
Yeah. Because you're louder. Loud.
Ongeza.
Louder.
Sauti.
Louder is like, yeah, louder is like, you have to speak louder, right?
Ongeza. Did I spell it right?
Sauti.
Ongeza
Exactly,
sauti.
exactly.
Ongeza sauti.
Or you can say, kwa sauti zaidi.
Kwa sauti zaidi.
Yeah.
Sauti.
Ongeza sauti, yeah, the same thing. Ongeza sauti is good. You can stop there.
What? Okay. All right.
Drop
it like it's hot.
So, without wasting time, just gonna go right away to the reaction for top 10 African countries that are difficult to invade. Right? That means these countries, they're really good when it comes to military, you know?
I wonder if it's because of military or the geographical location.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna need to find out about that today. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Go. Shout out to D-Explore Africa.
African countries that are difficult to invade. Hello Explorers, welcome back to another informative video presented to you by Explore. Historically, all countries either rise or fall due to the strength of its defense, and it is a derivative of its military strength, both at home and abroad. Many countries are able to project power outside their borders, being it globally or regionally, which makes them to stand out as some of the most powerful countries in the world. Some of these countries include the United States,
it's either
Russia,
their manpower strong
China,
or geographically,
but
or
when
their
it comes to having to defend their own turf, some countries are just not going to roll over for any reason, and their military tends to be the top-notch, making them impenetrable to invaders and attackers. In Africa, however, there are countries with such powers, and they are impossible to invade. From their historic conquest to their defenses both at home and abroad, these countries have indicated what a foolish idea it will be for any country to attempt invading its borders. In this video, we shall examine the top African countries which are almost impossible to invade.
Yeah, I love this.
If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. Africa is a continent of many regions with diverse populations, speaking hundreds of different languages,
let's go to the
and
list.
practicing an array of cultures and religions. These differences have also been the source of much conflict since a millennium, leading to some countries invading others to prove power and strength.
Human nature.
The military history of Africa is one of the oldest in the world and some of the strongest, as their participation in any war over centuries has proven that beyond thought, but some countries' defenses are just
giving a summary, a back summary.
To rate these countries,
the
power index is used to analyze over 50 factors that determine a nation's military might and financials to logistical capacity as well as geography. A perfect power index is 0.0000, which is theoretically impossible for any country to attain. But then, the smaller the value of a country's power index, the more powerful the nation's theoretical fighting capacity.
Oh, really?
Conventionally, the nuclear capacity or capability of a country is not taken into account. Hence, here are the top 10 African countries which are impossible to invade according to the value of their power index. Number 10. Libya. Power index of 1.3696. World rank 80.
World rank 80?
Kicking off the list of countries is one which has been rocked with years of civil wars, but has stood its own with a power index of 1.3696. Even though they have the smallest army size in this, their equipments, financial resources, as well as technology stands strong enough to keep intruders away. The army has varying series of assault, sniper, submachine, heavy machine and shotguns. They also are equipped with grenade launchers, self-propelled artillery rocket launchers,
I wouldn't want anybody to shoot that too,
and anti-aircraft guns. They possess over 210 battle tanks, over 740 infantry fighting vehicles, 350 armored cars, 540 armored personnel carriers, and many more air, land, and water equipment to protect Libya at all costs. And this makes the country difficult to invade.
Yeah.
Number 9, Sudan. Power index of 1.3017, world rank 76. Equipped mainly with Soviet, Russian, Chinese, Ukrainian, and Sudanese weaponry, the Sudanese military has ensured that the country stays safe from invaders. Founded
Safe
as
from
early
invaders.
as 1925,
Thanks to the USSR and the Chinese.
with a reserve bench made up of over 85,000.
I am.
From its large military force to its dangerously deadly equipment,
I like that.
over $4 billion is used annually to maintain this defense force. With a dozen major battles under its belt, the Sudanese defense system ensures that invaders stay as far as they could possibly afford to. Number 8, Democratic Republic of Congo.
I didn't expect that.
1.1389. World rank 71. With a power index of 1.1389, the DR Congo is the 8th most difficult country in Africa to invade, thanks to its rich resources. Powerful, strong army, which is thousands of men strong, and strict training
Yes, they need to eat.
The armed forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo
they need to eat.
is the state
They're soldiers.
organization responsible for defending the country. With a budget of over $94 million, the army is composed of over 159,000 active personnel, with weaponry only allied forces can acquire.
Don't mess around.
Not to talk of its own oil reserves
Can just
to
kill you
fuel
in the
and
spot,
finance
like
its high-grade equipment. The army comprises of land, air, and now well-trained armed military purposely to defend the country. From Type 56 assault rifles to tanks, Star Wars aircrafts, and naval ships, the DR Congo is not one of the countries that comes to attackers' minds when thinking of countries to invade. Number 7, Ethiopia. Power index of 0.8581. World rank 60.
I thought it could
As
be
a
like top
landlocked
3 or
country,
something.
Ethiopia has focused its resources on developing its armed and air force to an impressive degree, and it's been evident from the battles they have been involved in at home and abroad that Ethiopia is not a country to play around its borders. Several 100,000 personnel make up its current force, and it has significant numbers of land and air systems at its disposal. An enormous population allows Ethiopia to maintain a large fighting force and gives the country one of the greatest militaries on the continent. The army has, however, difficulties in containing popular uprisings throughout the country that turned into local militias, just like the cases of countries like Nigeria and Angola. The army seems not prepared for asymmetrical warfare.
Because of the militia.
Number 6, Morocco. Power index of 0.8408.
Morocco.
World rank 57. Morocco has left a distinct impact not only in how difficult it is to invade the country, but also how much power it has in its region as a whole. The Royal Moroccan Armed Forces have been involved in the conflict with the Polisario, a liberation movement fighting for the independence of Western Sahara, as well as in numerous peacekeeping missions, including Somalia. With 2,120 armored fighting vehicles, 1,348 tanks, 323 total aircraft pieces, and a total naval strength of 121 at its disposal, it is no thought why they possess such strength at home and abroad. However, Morocco is currently struggling with strong riots in the RIF region, and there is nothing that its powerful army can do. This goes to explain how difficult it is to fight the enemy within, but the Moroccan defense is still top-notch against invaders.
Hard to fight the enemy within.
Number 5, Angola. Power index of 0.8379. World rank 56. Angola spends over $7 billion just on its defense annually, which accounts for about 5.25% of its total GDP. As fancy as that sounds, the defense team of Angola is even more fancy, with over 90,000 active military personnel and 30,000 reserved. These allied personnel are known to operate one of the fanciest equipments of any country, and operate a large technological system to smell and diffuse any threats miles away. With Angola's army scoring 0.8379, it is well equipped with 115 rockets and missile launchers, and 126 military helicopters, and many more to keep in.
What are you gonna do with that power?
Number 4, Nigeria. Power index
I expected like top 3 to be
0.6485.
Nigeria.
World rank 42.
Too much corruption there.
Nigeria is not only one of the most populous countries in Africa, but it also has one of the largest and strongest armed forces on the African soil. To protect its large population, real estate investments, oil and other natural resources, it requires several hundred thousands of troops, which is what comprises the Nigerian armed forces, the Army, Navy and Air Force. Just like most of the countries who qualify in this video, Nigeria has an abundance of domestic oil supply, which eases the financial burden of involvement in military conflict. This also fuels its more than 1,400
not all soldiers seem to serve the
360
country.
tanks,
Some seem to serve themselves.
as well as its nearly 300 aircraft and 25 high-powered naval vessels. This defense seems prepared against conventional attacks, but less for asymmetrical warfare against insurgents, such as the case of the Boko Haram in the northern part of the country. Despite this, Nigeria is one of the countries with the badge of no invaders allowed written at its borders. Number 3, South Africa. Power index of 0.4985, world rank 29. South Africa is one of the most advanced countries in Africa, which implies they have a lot at stake, reasons for its sophisticated protection against invaders. Besides this, the South African Army has been embroiled into international military conflict for some time, which has allowed South Africa to use its highly advanced military for peacekeeping and international cooperation. Though the country has less than 100,000 active frontline personnel, it has the capabilities and manpower for more of such, as its aircrafts and naval vessels are notoriously well equipped with the latest technology.
The peaceful country in Africa,
you'll never find a vast array of land system technology, Ghana, and the South African military is a force to be reckoned with, and a country not a playground.
It'd be so funny if Tanzania was second.
Number 2, Algeria. Power index
I told you, you'll never find them here because peaceful.
World rank 28
in Africa.
Algeria comes second as one of the countries impossible to invade, with a score of 0.4659. This is simply because of the fact that the Algerian army stands strong and bold, with over 2,000 armored vehicles and 316 rocket and missile launches. The Algerian army is also one of the strongest in Africa, with over 130,000 active allied soldiers and 150,000 reserves to its ranks, to defend not only the honor and borders of Algeria, but also that of its neighbors in times of strife. As Algeria has a large maritime border, it has developed all its military capabilities to an impressive modern degree, including its land, sea, and air forces.
You never find people
Algeria also has the added benefit of its own oil reserves, allowing it to use its own fuel.
Do you think they're diplomatic?
Aircrafts, carriers, naval vessels, and more.
Could be a lot of things.
The army in Algeria is the only entity able to
I'm not
oppose
happy,
effectively Islamic forces that almost took over the country after the independence. And they have stood
when there's a
strong
border
in
and a territorial fight. It's really tough.
Number 1.
Yes!
Power index of 0.187.
World rank number 9.
World rank 9.
Oh!
Egypt remains at top of the list in Africa with a power index score of 0.
Yalla!
Thanks to an estimated military strength of 920,000 soldiers and 11,700 armored vehicles, the country is the only one from Africa in the world's top 10, ranking 9th. Egypt puts itself over the top with regards to military strength due to the sheer size of its armed forces, with nearly 920,000 personnel serving on its active frontline force, far surpassing all its African counterparts. It also has nearly 11,700 armored fighting vehicles, 70,000 logistical vehicles, about 1,000 aircrafts, and large oil reserves from which to draw.
They camouflage
the
with the sand color.
Undermined
the world is really screwed up. I would say something
but after the Tamarod War, it is stronger than ever. Egyptian forces are involved in the Libyan civil war with tactic support for General Haftar. Most importantly, Egyptian forces are engaged in a total war in the Sinai region against Daesh elements, and even though they suffered heavy losses in 2016 and 2017 in the Sinai, this army ensures that no one even thinks about invading Egypt's borders. There you have it, explorers. Those were the African countries.
So that's a lot. And what I was saying, the war is really screwed because you do know how much money is spent on the military?
Quite a lot.
It's a lot of money in every country. And the reason why, for example, a country like Egypt and Ethiopia and other countries, Somalia and all these other African countries, they spend a lot of money in military because if you have every time you have like civil wars and you have all this kind of stuff, then you have to keep a lot of budget in the military. Then this money is supposed to be used maybe in education or developing economically, but you have to spend in protecting your borders and all those kind of things because you always fight with somebody, right?
Yeah.
So I just really hope that the world and Africa will come to the point of having that peace, and that's why we encourage One Africa, and that's one of my deepest desire to keep encouraging to have One Africa, because if we have that, then we don't really have enemies within Africa. We have to worry about something else. And when it comes to outside, if you're all Africans together, then we should have like African army, you know what I'm saying? We should have one African army that will be protecting the borders of Africa and all those kind of things. We can only reach there if Africa unites, become one, and then we protect one another against the enemies from outside. So the first thing is we have to start within. Once Africa is clear, is in perfect peace, we're not fighting with one another, then I think we can jump to another conclusion, and that is protecting our borders against enemies from outside.
Dude, it made sense. Our other video with the why US China,
yes,
why they want us to fight, like they want us, Africa to fight. Like it makes sense because when you're fighting, all you think about is war and fighting and protection. You don't really think about investing in economy or education
you don't have that time.
Or any infrastructure because it's going to be destroyed by the war anyway. So
you spend a lot of money not in education, not in food. So eventually, because of war, you become very poor because you're always fighting, you're losing resources. The only thing you think about is war. You cannot do your work if every day you're fighting. So that's what happened in African countries. Like some people just come to this. If you are US, you come aside maybe with Kenya, and then you are China or you're Russia, you aside with Tanzania. Then me, Tanzania and Kenya, we're not gonna be in a good relationship because of people who are supporting us.
Yeah, that's what happened in Korea.
Exactly, and that's what is happening in Africa. But we have to open up our eyes and to be like, hey, you know what, Africans, we can protect ourselves. So the first thing to do is that Africa, we are one. We cannot fight against each other. We are one. Somalia cannot fight with Somaliland. Ethiopia with, Eritrea, Tanzania, Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, Egypt, Ethiopia, Sudan, and all those countries. We cannot fight against one another. That's the first thing. That we are all one. We're all running towards one goal, and that is to develop our continent, our countries, to have a lot of people with littles. We have a lot of people with education and all those kind of things. That's the first thing. The second thing, how can we protect each other from outside? And that's when we can have the same money, we can have the same passport, we can have the same national anthem, we can have one African army. Can you imagine every country?
Can you try writing a peace treaty too?
Yeah, and I feel I should write these things. I feel like I should be president of Africa. Anyways, and so all these countries, imagine 54 countries. These 54 countries, all of us will release army, like this amount of percentage of army, like maybe let's say we'll release like 1,000 army. Every country together, training together to protect Africa. Oh my goodness. That would be the best. Nobody's gonna invade to Africa, you know what I'm saying? But it really surprised me when one country in Africa is being attacked while other Africans were having peace, we are right and we are okay. But we just fine, we don't have no, we should work better on AU. I hope AU you work better on this, There's a lot of things to be done, and this is one of them. I know these things is not easy to acknowledge
and it's very complicated.
Yeah, because some African countries, they don't consider themselves as African, especially when you go to North there, which is really sad. As long as you're in the continent of Africa, you're African. You know what I'm saying? You're one, and whatever we're going through, we have to stick our hands together, no matter your color, your nationality, your tribe, but you're African. We're one.
Yeah, I have many Egyptian friends, and they define define themselves that more comfortable in Arab than African.
That's the thing. I think that's the thing that people, they don't understand. Even themselves, they don't understand that in Africa, you have a collection of every people.
Yeah, there's a whole
You have
blend.
a collection of all religions. You have collection of all different kind of race. All right, it's one of the continent that it has different race. You can find all race in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So when you know that, then you realize that, okay, yes, I can be like, I look Arabs, but if you're coming from Egypt, obviously it's Africa. You know what I'm saying? We cannot start negotiate or we cannot start arguing with that. Go and look at the map. If you want to take yourself out, then take yourself out. Take your map.
You know, when you have the African Cup, Egypt is like that one relative that only shows up in celebrations, like in Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Yeah. So I think it's the time for Africa to be united. We have sub-Saharan Africa, that's sub-Saharan country, excluding 7 North African countries. That's what, like, they have really good relationship. But when it comes to North Africa, it's kind of a little bit isolated. You know what I'm saying? We don't really consider us in Africa, but it's Africa, and we have to understand, and we have to know, and we have to unite. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, guys, I'm just gonna stop right here.
Preach.
Appreciate for stopping by. I'm really getting annoyed when I see the vision, you know. But until next time, guys, don't forget to love one another
and spread
peace wherever you are. One Africa, y'all. Now you can check out our podcast on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud. One Africa and YouTube as well. The details is in the description. Yeah.